Tennessee crushes UConn and really plays up to their ability this week, Tim. What do you think about the game?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a fun game to watch. It was a game of big plays on offense and on defense. Unlike really defensively, we've never seen that from a UT team. Three defensive touchdowns. I hope everybody remembers where they are today because you won't see that again probably in your lifetime.
Probably not. I mean, that's nice to see.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
exciting.
And it really blew the game wide open and allowed us to get a lot of young guys off the bench and into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people's. We have a pretty good grasp of the roster. We've heard about this person to that person, walk on, numerous walk ons. And I've seen a lot of names that I'd never heard of before. I mean, there in the fourth quarter, I got a call. I started warming up. I thought I was going to get in there. Started playing left tackle.
I was going to say most of those names were probably offensive linemen because there was a couple out there that I'm like, what?
Yeah. Is he on the team? Yeah. They just pull a guy out of the stand, let him play.
They had a frat house that had won a lottery or something.
Yeah.
Get into the game day. But, we came out smoking right off the bat. Jalen Wright, once again, taking one to the house, averaging 7 yards coming into the game. I'm sure he's over 8 yards now. Having a terrific year.
Yeah, 14.1 for the game. I mean, he just keeps showing. We thought he'd have a great year, and he has, man. You're over 8 yards a carry at this point in the season. That's pretty strong.
No, that's not pretty strong. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Rushing game as a whole, we ran the ball for, 3 miles a day.
Mm-hmm.
And other than Wright, no one even come close to 100 yards. I think next guy might have been Selden with 35. But everybody seemed like in there, you had 10 people out there that probably got carries. And
we have 650 yards total offense.
Yeah.
That's a huge number.
That's a huge number, particularly with the amount of different players, young players, people you never hear of into the game.
Do you think this is, not just from an offense-defense point of view, was this, I know this is not a great, test, but was this the most complete game from an offense-defense point of view this year?
Possibly.
We played pretty
Do you
good
have to take into account, the team you're playing today?
Yeah.
And we had a couple of things I would maybe ding us on. We had like 11 penalties, which is
a lot of penalties for us.
Yeah.
We don't normally have those. But
special teams, I'd give our special teams a passing grade but it wasn't outstanding. But offensively, running the ball well. We passed the ball well.
We did.
Defensively, we only gave up, I think, 256 yards. That's winning ball game right there. That's a good, solid day, and particularly when you toss out, by the way, 3 defensive touchdowns.
Right.
And, that's an A-plus day right there. I don't care if you gave up 350 yards. There's nothing – you can't really leave this game being too upset other than I'm sure the coaching staff will be on to players to clean things up a little bit.
Yeah. Like Omar Norman-Lott, which had 30 yards and penalties in one possession.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got an earful and he got out. But some guys who we saw that kind of jumped out on us that we liked, Elijah Simmons had a good game today.
Yeah, very active. Hard to miss him, though.
Yeah, he's a big
He's
especially that number.
Yes.
Number 10. True freshman Ricky Gibson to play in the corner. He's a guy who we feel like is a future all-conference kind of guy.
Well, you can look at him, Dave Bob, and you can tell he's a different athlete than most of the guys we have in our secondary.
Yeah. He played really well, played fast, ran to the ball. I like the way he played.
Mm-hmm.
T-Lander really played well as well.
Yeah, I saw him around a lot around the ball.
Mm-hmm. Another guy who load of talent. We've talked about him a lot in our earlier videos. Shocked that he hasn't done nothing at this point, but Ethan Davis.
I'm not shocked at all. He's been hurt all year.
He's been hurt.
Yeah. You got to be available.
You need to wrap that thing up and go.
Yeah.
But, Ethan Davis, man, he's going to be a stud, I do believe. I think he's going to be a great player for it. The Nico to Ethan Davis connection, I think, is going to be a big-time connection.
Yeah, you're going to see that a whole lot over the next 2 years.
Speaking of Nico, I thought he played very well. There's certain things he does that looks elite. His pocket presence, his ability to move up and move out of the pocket when the pressure comes in, you don't feel like he's about to go down. It's almost like something good's gonna happen when he moves out. He's got a different level than what your most quarterbacks do.
Well, it's been an extremely small sample size with him, even going back into practices and the orange and white game. But yes, his pocket presence seems to be elite level. And the one thing that I've always noticed with guys who have really good pocket presence, generally they're just not average guys. They're generally stars.
Right. Yeah. They. I think that's one of the key things. I mean, there's a lot of key aspects to being a quarterback, but that's just one of them, man. You just got to know where that pressure is, and running the ball as a quarterback is such a crucial part to playing college football and
Well, he's
and
still
this
a
offense.
running quarterback he could be today with that 25-yard sprint right down the. Well, he gobbled up all the yards quick with a big long stride.
When he needs to work on his accuracy a little bit. It seemed like he throws high. I've noticed that back in the spring.
Once again, small sample size though.
Small sample size, but he needs to work on his accuracy a little bit, and that's probably just some minor stuff. But man, I tell you what, there's some small aspects of him that makes you think, well, I can see why he was big time.
Well, hey, speaking of accurate, I mean, we've got made this far and haven't mentioned, we talked a whole lot about Joe.
Played outstanding.
Great game. I mean, 11 of 14, hit guys in stride. That strike to Squirrel White was right on the money. You know, he had problems earlier this year, throwing behind people, and they were dropping him a lot, which they should have caught him. But, you know, when you catch them like that, you're going down pretty much right there. When you hit somebody in stride like he did Squirrel today, instead of 25, it's 85, or in this case, 82.
Yeah,
or 83.
That's a huge difference, and that's one reason why it's so important to hit them guys in stride. Like you said, if he throws it behind him, he'd probably get a 20, 25-yard gain instead of the 80-something. So, I mean, that's huge aspect. They're just small little pieces, but it makes a huge difference in the end result.
Hardest catch of the I'm sorry, Bob, didn't mean to interrupt you, but hardest catch of the day, in your opinion?
Man, hardest catch of the day. I don't know, what was it, Tim?
It had to be Ramel's.
Oh, yeah.
When you're that wide open,
Right.
no one within camera shot of you, and that ball stands up in the air that
A
long.
lot of time to think about it. You're that open, you're like, and he's had a couple drops.
Yeah, and that's definitely back in his mind.
So, yeah, he was thinking about it. He's like,
Oh, the go time. He's not thinking about anything but don't drop
Just
this, don't
catch
drop this,
this
don't
ball.
drop this. So Ramel did a great job not dropping it, and it was nice seeing guys running wide open again.
I've got to eat a little bit of crow because I've been hard on Joe, but Joe has played really well the last 3 games for the most part.
Really,
especially last
played
2.
very well since you came down on him pretty hard. So you should have done it
A lot sooner, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played really well. Let's hope if he can continue this, we're fixing to play 2 really good football teams. I mean, I bashed Missouri. That's another thing I was wrong about. But I'll say when I've been right and when I've been wrong. But I wasn't high on Missouri at the beginning of the year. I thought they was not that good, but they are a good team, and they showed it today, which I thought they was good going into today. I actually thought they had a decent chance of beating Georgia, and they played them tough. But we played 2 good teams coming up, and we need Milton to keep playing like he is. And if he does, we got a shot at beating both those teams.
Excuse me. I will go out on a limb right now, though, and tell you, do not expect Missouri to get an offensive holding call next week. I'd almost put my paycheck on that one. It's going to be hard going into Missouri, another away game, and coming out with a W.
It will be. I mean, there seems to be a trend.
Oh, there's a trend.
Numbers don't lie, Tim. I mean, you keep flipping. If you're playing cards with somebody and they come up with blackjack 10 times in a row, something ain't right.
I'll deal with blackjack 10 times in a row, but 12 straight roll flushes, I'm going to lose my mind.
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else is there, Tim, that we haven't talked about about the game? I mean, we've covered most everything, but what else have we not covered?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just to go back and say, this game was exactly the way you wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted it to be over quickly and get young guys in, don't get anyone hurt, rest a few people up, which we did, like Big O and Campbell and some other key players.
Yeah,
Carter didn't play. We got
several out early.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, we couldn't have scripted it any better than this. So it's a big win for Josh Heupel and Vols. And now we're looking square down the last bit of the season here, and it's going to determine how our season is.
Yeah, these next 2 weeks, huge.
Huge week.
Yeah.
So, and join us, Vol fans, if you don't mind. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let's talk about these next 2 games.
That's right. We're going to go on a deep dive on Missouri, some details about them and what we saw with them today, and let you know a little bit what we think the key matchups will be. So look for that video coming up next.